Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Mighty Mage, and welcome back to Fail PG, the show where the four of us dunderheads try to muddle our way through a half-baked campaign.
Well, by four dunderheads, I think you mean three. You're just here for the ride.
I'm totally one of the dunderheads trying to muddle the way through the campaign.
Oh, poor Hal.
Poor Hal. So, we've got over here Surge playing the barbarian Ronnie. We've got Ross the Boss playing the hunter striker. And we've got our old friend the goat playing dependable Noel Witherspoot, the soldier.
Good old Noel.
With Mr. Witherspoon.
Now I find
Mr. Witherspoon.
Now I find pencils.
Oh, now you found the other pencils? Yeah, lame jackass. Give it to everybody else. I've got this one.
I don't need one.
You know what?
I got the fancy pants
So-
thing over
Oh yeah,
here.
he's got
It's the
technology.
only one with technology.
So, before we started, I asked him for a couple pencils. We searched high and low throughout the house, and he could not find them. And then suddenly, he finds them on a shelf right
because
behind
this was
us.
sticking out, and I looked. I was like, "What the hell? I can erase it." Oh, okay. I know where the pencils went.
Doesn't know where the pencils are in his own
My
home.
child killed every
Boss
single
Ross,
eraser.
everybody.
My child killed all the erasers.
How old is she again? 8?
8.
Sounds about right then.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was 8, I was like, there were all that force. There was no subtlety. It was
Yeah, we got a bunch of geniuses here, that's for sure.
Now, when you say a bunch of geniuses.
You just mean that one person.
Oh, and by the time this recording has come out, this will be well past, but Merry fucking Christmas, everybody.
And a Happy New Year. If it's past that too, because we don't know.
Yeah, it definitely
will
will be past that.
2021 be better than
By the
2020?
by the time this is edited, it'll be way past. 2021 will have started,
Man, it'll be
and we
good.
will be judging everything on a fine scope.
Man, Valentine's Day.
Hopefully, everything will be better than this past year has been.
I guess I should also announce that I'm gonna be starting this game with my new dice set here that the Mighty Mage was lovely enough to supply me with. Most of these are stainless steel, so they will glide beautifully. But this one right here, the 20 side, is tungsten. This bad boy is gonna cause me some problems, but we're gonna do it today.
It's very dense and heavy, like lead.
Because Ronnie,
I think it's heavy.
just like Ronnie, I gotta be like Ronnie. I gotta not care.
And this lovely box is empty.
It's just as dense as you.
Oh, thank you.
So, quick recap. When last we left off, the trio of terror had finished storming the city of Lagash. You'd captured the city palace, such as it was, and fought off a horde of Lagashian assassins, finally managed to secure the palace, and brought the 4 counselors who control Lagash to the foreground. You're all pretty worse for wear, pretty battered and bruised, but everybody is still alive and kicking. So, before we get started...
At least you're still alive this time.
Yeah. Before we get started, does anybody have any questions about what we did last time? Anything else?
I actually do have something I'd like to ask, but you go first.
Oh, I was just asking, we're starting a new day from that last time?
You're continuing on from that
okay.
scene where we last left off.
Okay.
You're all basically standing in the audience chamber of the palace.
Yeah, well, I was being an asshole the whole time in the shadows.
Shooting poor guys stuck on the ground. Really, dude?
Yes.
So,
just so you know, I actually went back and rewatched some of that because I was looking for some information to translate to KCC for some art project that I have him working on for us, so that we'll have nice little icons and such. See? But I found myself laughing the entire time. So my question actually stems from this. I know at the end of it, Deus was going through and double checking all of the assassins that he brought from the guild, and he was able to make sure that everybody was part of his team was there and accounted for, that there were no unnecessary bodies. I do know that he offered to take Noel here for a drink. I recall that. And I recall Ronnie saying something about needing to renegotiate her price for said battle.
Yes, I seem to recall that as well. So what's the question?
The question is does this start immediately behind where we left off,
Mhm.
or are we just a little bit further in time?
I mean, we're basically picking off right from that moment here.
Gotcha.
Alright. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So Deus is, as we said, making his rounds around the room, looking at all of the bodies of the fallen assassins to make sure that they are all, in fact, properly dead, and there's nobody there just faking, waiting for an opportunity to jump up and strike, like any good senior agent of the Assassin's Guild would do. The counselors have all been, dragged back from the hallway where they fled when the battle began, and are now sort of being held up by the scruffs of their necks at the front of the room, so they can't go anywhere. Burke, the leader of the attack, the commander of the guard, is like cleaning off the tip of his spear. He himself is like completely coated in blood on the front of his armor. He was a bit of a whirlwind of a destruction earlier.
Yes, Ronnie recalls.
Yes.
She was working back to back there with the guy.
Yes, she was. And so at this moment, there's some commotion down the far end of the entrance hall. And a bunch of the assassins turn towards whatever is the source of this noise. You can hear a booming sound of like doors being flung open with force down at the end of the hall. And then you can hear a steady marching of feet coming down the long causeway, but you can't quite see yet who is coming.
Ronnie hears this. She looks at Burke and goes, I'm not exactly sure if those are our men or not, but I'm going to go check. And if it's not, I'm going to kill him. And then we're going to talk about this pricing thing. And then she walks off.
And Burke just sort of raises an eyebrow, and there's a little bit of a smirk, and goes back to cleaning his spear. Ronnie, as you approach the exit of the hall towards the main entrance to the building, that is about the same time that this unit of people, whatever they are, emerges. And it looks like probably 6, maybe 8 people. The two in front are clearly Uruk soldiers. The Uruk insignia emblazoned on their shields, their spears held at the ready. And there's a row of Uruk soldiers. They pass right by you. Behind them is another pair of what appear to be Uruk assassins, although of course you can't tell, they don't wear any insignia on them. And then a woman you don't recognize, very tall, dressed in brightly colored robes of orange and gold and red. And then behind her, 2 more assassins and 2 more soldiers, marching in a line, completely ignoring you as they come into the audience chamber.
I'm going to have Ronnie, because she doesn't recognize any of these people outside of the soldiers. So she's going to walk up to the only thing she recognizes, which is the soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And just, who in the hell are these bastards?
And the one soldier just kind of goes,
No quiet. Who the fuck are they? Truckling in at the last minute after
and he
everything.
like grabs you and covers your mouth. He's like, "It's Lady Etana. Shut up."
The fuck is that?
The one paying your salary, you nitwit.
I'm gonna go talk to Burke about this shit.
You
guys
guys
need
just
to-
say so. That's what she just said. It's like, pay my check, please.
So I'll make my way over to Burke.
Actually, Lady Etana has been escorted right to him, and so now you're in line.
Oh, lovely. Where's Noel standing?
Yeah, where are you at, Noel?
Oh shoot, where was I? I was in the hole.
If I remember correctly, him and 4 other soldiers were helping defend 2 other soldiers off to the side.
That's true.
Are we still standing?
Didn't we beat them already?
Yeah,
I remember
all the
last time.
assassins are down for the count.
Yeah.
So
Didn't we have a rest? Because I was really low HP. I remember that.
Yeah,
we
we
haven't had a
haven't
rest yet. This
Oh.
is like immediately after the battle.
I forgot how much
concluded.
HP I had at the time.
Like
2.
2.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so I
at
still got
8.
the numbers from everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should still be at 8.
What's my max HP?
Your max HP is 15.
Oh, okay.
Striker's 5 out of 17. Ronnie's 8 out of 14.
So mine's 15? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna walk over to Noel and tap him on the shoulder. Okay, I need you to explain something to me. Exactly who the fuck is this bitch?
She's the, she runs things.
She just
Oh, so she's like the head of your anarchy or something.
And one of the soldiers next to Noel just kind of goes, "Oh, for God's sake. It's Lady Etana, the High Priestess of Uruk, most powerful woman in the city. Hello."
Hello, I ain't from around here.
I'm like,
Is that where I get my cash?
Yes.
Oh, well, excuse me then.
Oh, she's gonna die. I'm not watching this. And the guy just sort of like backs up a few
If
paces.
anybody asks you, I
I'm
don't
still
know.
in the shadows. I'm still sitting in the shadows, like, you know what? I'll wait till all this shit is over. I'm gonna go continue searching around this whole place.
So are you like actually approaching her?
I'm gonna actually walk up and approach Burke from the side first.
Okay. And as you start to approach Burke from the side, one of Lady Etana's entourage just sort of turns and blocks you with his spear. And Lady Etana is currently engaged with Burke, saying, "It took you long enough to secure the palace."
First, I'm gonna look at the soldier. Unless you want your spear broken like Noel's, you're gonna put that thing back in your purse.
The soldier, surprisingly enough, doesn't flinch. He's like staring you down, seriously ready to impale you with this thing if you try to step any closer.
Hey, Burke, can I kill this one?
Burke just completely ignores you for the moment. He's like currently explaining to the Lady Etana something about the defenses. And
Yeah, they should jump on her. They should go.
Oh.
They all look at each other. They go, and they just start creeping up on her. He's like, "This is for your own good." And then they just jump on her.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a no. So it sounds like I get to break your face.
So, Lord, I don't think we're getting paid.
Yep.
Well, getting paid is the least of a problem. She will shut up.
I'm gonna let you decide if you're gonna roll for initiative.
Unless one of you two can come up with a way to stop it.
I said we jump on her.
Where's my rope? Where's my rope?
You know what? I would like to see this. I would like to see him actually use the rope on
I want to use the rope on him. I
All
want to
right,
get
you're
paid.
gonna like lasso.
I'm gonna lasso him.
All right.
But I got
Let's do a percentile, 100 side.
other side. 100.
You got both of them, right?
This
Yeah.
one
And the 10.
10. Nope, that's not 10.
That is not the 10.
This is the 10.
Yes, that is.
I knew that. Come on, rope, don't fail me now.
70.
76.
See, you get out the rope and you start twirling it like the cowboy you're not, and fling it, and it actually lands on Burke.
Wait, with the 100 side, the lower the better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And Burke sort of pauses in his speech for a moment, blinks a couple times, and he looks in your direction, and just arches an eyebrow like,
Where did that rope come
seriously?
from? You saw that, right? That rope came from somewhere.
okay, and noticing the rope happen, I'm just gonna slowly turn and look towards his direction. Now, that wouldn't happen to be meant for me now, would it?
I don't know what you're talking about, the rope.
Because
Well,
I'll kick you through the wall worse than I kicked you out of the cot earlier.
you could try it.
and so Burke just kind of like reaches up and grabs the rope that's sort of around his shoulders and just snaps it.
Yo, my rope. Now I got two ropes.
Drops it.
I got two ropes now.
But you successfully got Etana's attention. She's now turned to face you, and she sees you, and she just sort of steely-eyed glances around at you.
And I'm just like,
Can I
Wait,
roll?
can I interject?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even in the same room with him, right? I'm
No,
not-
You are.
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're just a little ways down, but yeah.
you're on the other side.
Oh, I quickly run to what's her name? Etana.
Lady Etana.
Lady Etana. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're new here. They're not part of our tribe. We just, they mean well. Just, I'll take care of it. Just, it's like, what do you need? What do you need?
And Etana just sort of slowly nods and says, I see.
Yeah.
You said she's the high priestess, right?
Yes, she's the High Priestess of Uruk.
How do you spell her name?
Etana.
Oh, I was close. I had A-T-A.
Etana.
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 Mm-hmm.
Now I have 2 ropes.
Do you have a sharpener? I know you have a sharpener if you have a kid in school.
I'm not even gonna ask if my kid put a sharpener right now. And it's probably not here. It's probably at Dave's house.
Oh.
Most likely.
Hi, Dave. See, you got reference in here today.
No, it looked like a sharpener, but it wasn't.
See, that's it. I don't know.
Check her desk later. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Etana sort of begrudgingly turns back to Burke and says, who are these clowns? And Burke gestures to Noel and says, this is Corporal Noel Witherspoot. He led the charge on the palace and successfully captured it.
Yes, my lady. That was me.
And she goes, yes. Corporal Noel, I know you. You were involved in that nasty business with the artifact a few years ago, yes?
Yeah, I don't want to think about that, but yeah.
The brave soldier who defeated the sorcerer. Yes, I remember you. Very good.
Oh,
Make sure this man is well rewarded for his service.
Oh, don't be come on. Don't get so
And
high.
you just hit me in the background. Oh my God, no! Not that again!
And she kind of glances over at you. He's like, what is his problem?
We don't talk about that day. We don't talk about that
That's
day.
it.
What the fuck is wrong with you all of a
That's
sudden?
a sellsword. His name's Stryker, and he was also involved in the art.
We don't talk about that day.
Say, don't listen to her, Highness. That barbarian lady. She's not married and she's grumpy.
I fucking heard that!
And Etana just sort of raises an eyebrow at you. He's like, I am not married, and I'm quite happy, thank you very much. You don't want to see me grumpy.
Hi, my lady.
Yes. No more throwing ropes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And you, who the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? Who the fuck are you?
And she just sort of waves her hand, and like immediately 4 soldiers surround you and grab you by the arm and start dragging you out of the hall.
Can I do a strength check to see if they can even move me?
Sure, all right.
I'm just walking away.
That's a 12 side, right?
Yeah. Come on, give me that 12.
I'm gonna need.
Damn it, 5. Plus 5 for strength. So 10.
And it was that against. So 21 you had to beat?
Oh, so I needed a nat 12 then. Well then.
Yeah, so they just start dragging you out the hall.
I'll bring you your money. That's if you get it.
The fuck with all of this? And your pussy army.
Don't listen to her, my lady. Your army is wonderful.
And Etana just sort of rolls her eyes and now turns to the 4 Lagashian counselors who have been very patiently hanging by the scruffs of their necks waiting to be addressed. And she just sort of, she approaches one of them and just shakes her head and says, I wish we could have done this differently, my friend. And he just sort of bristles and is visibly infuriated at her. He's like, you attacked us without any reason. How could you? How dare you? And she actually like slaps him across the face and says, Samkhan, this was brought on your own people by you.
Damn.
You have been capturing our supplies and keeping them for yourselves for months. Do not try to deny it. We know. We have sent our agents to the city for weeks now. They found your hidden cache. You thought you could hide it from us? You're a fool. Now your city has suffered. But I do not hold this against your people. I only hold it against you. You will face punishment for your crimes. But Lagash will go on and be strong. And she just waves a hand dismissively, and several of the Assassin's Guild members gather around and start dragging the counselors out of the chamber.
Bye, guys.
And she waves Burke back over and says, "See to the men, make sure they are well rewarded for their siege and the minimal casualties they inflicted upon the Lagash. I must go and speak to the people. Please arrange for a gathering outside the palace grounds in 3 hours. And someone search the palace grounds and the rooms to see if there are any important documents or artifacts or things that we should know about that they may have been hoarding from."
Ooh, I found something.
And she turns to you. "Yes, what have you found?"
And of course, I found that in that little cabin, so I come out and say, I found this.
And she takes the official looking letter and opens it up. She reads it for a moment and frowns rather deeply and passes the letter off to Deus, the head agent on the scene.
Ooh.
Since Ronnie's been carted off and you played Deus previously, why don't you read that to us, Master Assassin?
My esteemed San Juan, our studies of the document has yielded further insights. We now believe it is a map to the resting place of an ancient artifact. The full nature of the artifact remains a mystery, for we have been unable to decipher the glyphs. But I do not agree with your assessment that it is a heretic artifact. I suspect it is severed ceremonial purposes in old rituals, and may even have been enchanted. This could be very valuable to our institutions. So I'm tripping over my tongue now. It is hard going like this with an accent in a mask. This is not easy. Nah. So I propose a partnership. Your priests have some experience with the old tongues.
Clearly you don't.
Clearly I don't right now. No.
No.
If you would send a few to aid in the translation, we could share in the prestige and knowledge the recovery of this artifact will surely bring. Your hallowed colleague.
Hallowed.
Oh, hallowed. I'm sorry. I can't, like I said, I can't with the accent and the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Kebab?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kebab.
Keyboard doors.
So, Etana sort of arches an eyebrow at Deus. "What do you think of this? Is this something we should pursue?" And Deus kind of muses over the contents of the letter and says, "If this is in any way related to an artifact like the one we found a few years ago, it could be very dangerous."
Oh my god! Not again!
Oh, knock it off, Striker.
Yes, ma'am.
We should, did he just call me ma'am?
Sir.
Oh,
Sir.
you're standing alongside the room? Now I gotta do something here. Oh yeah. And all of a sudden there's just like a dagger zooming through the air and it embeds itself in the wall beside your ear. It's like, shut up!
Maybe got a new weapon, man.
May I?
Yeah, sure.
Striker, stop talking.
Fine.
We should at least investigate this.
And put that in your ear.
I took the dagger.
Yeah.
Now I got 3 daggers.
We'll see how long you keep that. Uh-huh.
Probably not long if he uses that skeleton arm to slap him across the face.
So,
Keepers.
yeah, we should probably investigate this. And Etana says, very well, assemble a party. And Deus kind of bows his head and says, forgive me, Your Eminence, we are still busy trying to secure the city. We can't spare any agents at this time. Maybe in a few weeks we would be able to send someone from our group. She said, if this is as serious as you suggest, we cannot afford to wait a few weeks. Would you recommend someone else? And of course Deus immediately turns to look at Noel.
What are you looking at me for?
You know why I'm looking at you. The corporal. Ah, yes, your prior experience. And Master Striker, your prior experience. Yeah, I see your line of thinking, Agent Deus. Very well, very well. Corporal with a suit, yes? Will you do this favor for me? Will you go to the city of Marad, where they are holding this document, and retrieve it for us so we may translate it and find this artifact ourselves?
Oh, yes, if it pleases you, sure. May I make a request?
Yes.
I would like one of the finest armors and a really good
Might as well get a new
claymore
spear.
great sword and a well sharpened steel spear.
We will see what we can do. Burke, see to it. See to it.
Oh, thank you.
Assemble your party. You depart tomorrow first thing. Find the fastest ship that you can to get there.
Or just, I don't want to push my luck up. Can my mates get, some good gear too?
They will be well taken care of for their services to the invasion effort. Don't you worry. Now, excuse me, I must go and prepare to speak to the people to put their troubled minds at rest. And with that, she and her entourage turn and stalk out of the hallway. And Ronnie, you're just sort of being held outside, just outside the door, as they go marching by. And they march by, and then they pause for just a moment, so Lady Etana can glance over to you, just out of the corner of her eye, and then dismissively continue walking along.
Oh, I hate that.
Or somebody's knees and back of your neck.
After she's departed the room, the soldiers just release you and follow along behind her. And one of them kind of hisses over his shoulder, I tried to warn you.
Warn this. The next time something like this goes down, your face, I'm breaking it.
And he just kind of shakes his head and carries on marching.
I'm gonna storm back inside and go directly for Burke.
And at this point, Burke cracks a full smile and chuckles. And he says, you shouldn't have pissed her off.
She shouldn't have came in here like a prissy little bitch then.
That is her prerogative. She is the High Priestess.
The fuck does that mean to me?
It means that she controls your pay, and if you keep mouthing off, you get none.
Oh, God fucking damn it. Fine.
She understands the universal language of money.
You should get some good armor, Well, maybe. I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. You pissed her off, so you might not get nothing.
He's getting very much there.
I'm getting some good stuff.
I'll take the good. I take the after good stuff, and you just
I've got my axe. That's all I really needed.
Alright, so Burke waves Noel and Stryker over, and then also motions for one of the other soldiers who came in with him in the larger group. And he says, Stryker, you didn't really do all that much, but since you're going to be joining us on this little expedition...
You don't see his arm still stuck in the ground.
That's what you get for being a white bitch.
I know you ain't talking. At least I ain't get dragged out.
Yeah, but unlike you, I actually kill people. What have you done today?
You didn't see the people I killed back there.
One guy who you got lucky with.
You know what?
Congratulations.
My army troop helped do, screw you.
And
What was you saying, sir?
Brooks just chuckling at you guys bantering back and forth. You really should be part of a team. You guys fit together perfectly.
Don't lump me in with this piece of trash.
This woman, no wonder she's bitter. She ain't got no man. At least I got a girl.
Can I roll the
leave
German
her
suplex
behind?
in the minute he says that?
That's what I said.
Yeah, alright. Let's do a 12 side for, yeah, let's do a 12 side.
Damn it, I rolled a 2. Plus 5 though for strength.
Yeah, you grab hold of him, and as you're trying to get ready to suplex him, Burke just grabs you by the shoulder, and with surprising strength, just yanks you away.
Wait, you didn't make it ignorant enough. You gotta grab her by her, like
You gotta grab like right
Listen.
here.
He's not there yet.
If you think about the positioning,
Yeah.
I have him in German suplex position, which means I'm behind him,
Yeah.
arms fully wrapped.
Oh yeah.
He grabs the shoulder and pulls me away. That means he had
Yeah.
so much force that he broke my hold.
Yeah, I know.
It made me whip out like this.
Uh-huh. And he just kind of holds you off to the side,
Lucky.
and he gives you a hard look, and he's like, enough.
I'm going to just look at him and go, you know what? The more I watch you in action, the more I respect you.
Then enough.
Come on. He lives for now. When you're not around, and he gets on my nerves, if I kill him, it's not my fault.
You can try.
And he just kind of holds up a hand like, I know nothing.
Hey,
Try.
And so the soldier assistant, he motions for him to come forward, produces a small sack. Burke rummages around in the sack and hands a stack of 30 gold pieces to Stryker. He says, that is for your contribution to the effort. And then he turns to you, Noel, and he rummages around in the sack some more. Stack of 50 gold pieces.
Oh, no.
That is for your contribution to securing the palace.
Just
And then he
erase the-
rummages around
just
some
erase
more.
the 50 that's already there. Just
And
throw it
another
next to the
another
DP.
20, and that will be for your equipment upgrades. And then he turns to Ronnie, shakes his head, reaches back in the pouch, and pulls out another 30 and gives it to her.
Huh. Let me guess. This is all I'm gonna get because of Prissy Missy, isn't it?
Knows all the damages you caused.
And he kind of shrugs his shoulders.
You know what? Fine.
She could have said that you lucky you got that.
And Burke just said, he's got a point, you know. She could have had your head off at a flick of the wrist.
Nah. I'd beat her face in before I let that happen.
Did you just?
And
Did the eraser just pop off on camera? Well then.
Burke just sort of chuckles at you, like, she has more power in her pinky finger than every man in this room.
I'd like to see that.
She just has it that flesh.
Being able to order people around means nothing to me.
Oh, that was not what I meant. And he stalks off to see after the rest of the troops.
Tell me you didn't feel that energy coming off of her.
The only thing I felt was the aura of a prissy little princess who's too high and mighty.
All right.
Whatever.
What are y'all wanting to do now? The rest of the soldiers are dispersing, gathering up the corpses of the Lagashi assassins.
Well, since Ronnie doesn't know anything about this other adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody said anything yet, Ronnie's just gonna start making her way towards the door. She's on her way to find
We're
her.
just gonna let her go. We don't need this. We don't need her on.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
business.
she's too reckless. No thinks she's too reckless. Should bring her on here. Too headstrong and reckless. Yeah.
We're gonna
That
die
sounds like
if
a
we take her
disaster.
with us. Okay? We're gonna die.
You're kind of incompetent, but at least you're loyal.
Is that
And
damn
you
right?
listen.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
As you guys are discussing this, Deus walks up to you and claps a hand on your shoulder. Says, Noel, I wish I could come with you for this, but my duties will keep me here. But I do have someone I could give you from the guild who might be of service. And he points into the corner and motions, and one of the dark figures comes forward, lowers her hood, and you may remember her as his apprentice from several years ago, Riku. who stayed behind at the Hunter's Hamlet when the rest of you went forward and then dicked around for the whole time.
I mean,
And Dea says, I know what you're thinking. She's gotten better. And
That's hilarious.
she sort of like jumps up. He's like, I'm ready. I want to go on an adventure. This is going to be great. And Dea says,
you call me the kind.
Oh, she's a little green, is she? What skills does she have? Oh,
She's very hyper.
yeah, she is green.
You know what?
She is a little hyper.
We're bringing her now.
All right, she's
She'll
very
keep her in
hyper.
check. If she don't kill her first.
But she has picked up a lot of skills in the last couple of years. She is an accomplished pickpocket, believe it or not. She's stolen more than one potion from me. I was only practicing. Shut up.
I told you after I did it, it's not stealing,
I told the truth.
Only after I found out that I was missing a potion.
I was good telling you.
That was the point of you figuring it out.
I was testing you. Like, you're trying to
It's your fault that you didn't realize it right away.
And so he sort of pats you on the back and says, when you're ready, come meet me outside. We'll go get a drink. And stalks off. And Riku's just sort of sitting there like, what can I do to help?
Well, did we go back to the city already? Or?
I mean, you're still in the palace.
Oh, okay. I guess we have to rest first. I mean, unless they're sending us right away. I guess
Search for some extra armor pieces and potions around. You're a pickpocketer. I'm pretty sure you can find something. You know?
Okay, you got it.
You're busy working.
While we resting in like, oh god.
Since Bert left ahead of me and I walked out a little bit behind him,
Mm-hmm.
what's my chances of running into him?
If you're walking quickly, you could catch up to him.
Okay, so let's see how. Do I need to roll anything?
No,
to see I
if
catch
you
up?
want to catch up to him.
Okay,
you
I
can.
just want to catch up to him real quick.
Wait.
Hey, Bert. I know you're sticking around here for a little bit for the prissy princess or whatever, but I'm just curious. Do you have any other work?
Oh shit.
It's going to take us months to properly secure the city. Although the councilors have been deposed, there will be many loyalists within the city guard's ranks who will try to cause trouble for us. We're going to have to maintain a strong military presence here. I could use a good guard who knows her way around weapons, but I warn you, the pay will not be as good as that for a siege.
What are we talking?
Probably about a gold a day.
How many days? How many days will you need me?
Well, it could be anywhere from 30 to 90. It depends on how long it takes us to quell the unrest. I have faith in Lady Etana's ability to soothe the people of the city. She was not lying about those supplies, and Uruk was not the only city affected.
Scratches her head for a minute, contemplating. Who exactly would you be needing me to guard?
Well, certainly not the Lady Etana. I have a feeling you'd be dead within a week.
That's generous.
I give it an hour.
Let me think on it. Come find me at the guard barracks in a few hours.
Alright, in the meantime, where are all your healers? Might as well rest up.
Well, I imagine there are a few healing enclaves in the city, but I'm not sure that I would trust them at the moment, since many of them still view us as the enemy.
Yeah, view you as the enemy. What do I look like to them?
Giant woman.
And he pauses for a moment and scratches his chin. I suppose that's a fair point. If you're not wearing any adornment that would indicate you are with our forces, they might consider you just another citizen. Best of luck to you. If you change your mind, we'll have the tents outside the walls for a few days more.
Alright then. I think I'll go find a place to have me a And I'll just go scurry off into what I assume would be the direction of the nearest bar.
Well, you're near the center of the city, so there should be quite a few taverns in the general area.
Are people still terrified by us busting in the city and like they're?
Well, you'll notice as you leave that there's hardly anyone on the streets. They're mostly empty. What few people you do see as you're looking for a tavern are Uruk soldiers, usually in groups of 3 or more, on patrol or searching for things.
Spoils the war, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at what appears to be like the most rundown shack to get something to drink at, and that's the one I'm gonna go to.
All right. Noel and Stryker, what are you guys doing while Ronnie goes and finds a tavern?
Well, we can't spend money on provisions yet.
And we already got the little one looking around for
Yeah.
stuff, the sniper right there.
And don't forget, Ace is waiting for you outside to give you a drink.
Days is waiting for you to give you a drink.
What you offered? Or...
Yeah, Days offered.
Deus offered to give you a drink.
Oh,
when
Mike, you know
when you're
what?
Finished.
Let's go talk about some things, and talk about how of a nutcase Ronnie is.
Let's do it.
Here's a question. What about how?
Hal, the last you saw was at the front gate.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, what happened to Hal? Oh man, we better check up on him.
I mean, I did pass Hal on the way in. Yeah, let's go check on him. So we're going to go check on Hal.
Yeah.
While we're going to see Days at the same time.
All right. So you guys are walking out the palace, down the street, back towards the main gate. Just as with Ronnie, you don't really see any people on the road except for other Uruk soldiers milling about. Here and there you'll see them like dragging someone away or marching some prisoners around or just out on patrol. But no real signs of the local wildlife, if you know what I mean.
Where's all the hoes?
There are a few sisters of the night in their residences, we'll say, lining some of the streets, but they're only like sort of peeking out the windows.
Sorry,
There's
Hal.
no advertisement or anything going on.
What's the name of the city again?
This is Lagash.
He said, I wouldn't mess with those little gash women. You might catch something.
It wasn't for me. It was for Hal. Hal did the most important job. He guarded the gate.
If his gal's my friend, I don't want him to.
I got a girl wait for me.
And as you leave the palace grounds, Riku runs up behind you, and she's got like a pile of stuff in her arms. I found some stuff.
What the hell?
And it's like ripped up gambesons and stabbed through leather armors, some broken swords and daggers. There's a bowstring, just the string, no bow attached to it.
Guess I'll take the string.
You know what's funny? Like, I find her endearing and adorable, like a daughter or something. So I'm like, oh, you know what? You did a good job. You want to come drink with us, but you can't drink anything. He's like, oh my god.
I'm 18, you know. I can drink.
You know what? That's older than I was when I drunk. Why not?
And I'm just sitting there like, you know what? Screw it. Probably gonna die on this mission here. Let's go have some fun.
So she skips along behind you in a very unassassinly way until she catches one of the other assassins sort of staring at her. And then she kind of puts her hood back up and hunches down a little bit. Sorry, I get excited sometimes.
And I tell her, like, you can carry on. If anybody messes with you, they'll mess with me. Something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Off goes the hood. Skipping down the road.
And I'll just look at you like, you know we have to fight everybody.
Whatever.
Scratch.
How far away am I from this scene?
You're well ahead of them at this
You
point.
probably
Okay.
should. You should.
I'm
be
just
at-
curious.
You should
You've
be at
already
the, you should
made
be
it.
at the bar.
Yeah, you've already made it to the most
Tavern.
ramshackle-looking tavern in the area.
Nice.
The sign out front is like literally dangling from one hinge.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
the
sure that's the
door
one we're
is
heading to.
crooked and it opens kind of funny. There's holes in the floorboards. It kind of smells and looks and feels really grungy and dingy. Very dimly lit. There's a tiny little ember in the fireplace on the back wall, and that's it.
Yeah, just like home.
Oh Lord, I almost
And-
bet that's where he's taking us.
So, what you want to do in the tavern?
First, I want to just survey the area, see how many people are actually inside, if any.
Not a soul, as far as you can tell.
Not even a bartender?
Nope. Counter appears to be deserted.
Oh, free
You know what I
booze.
say? I
Just
said,
gonna walk
spoils
right
of war, and I go behind the tavern and get some barrels.
I'm just gonna walk in. Put my axe right down on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Walk behind the bar.
Ah! And there's a little squat man hiding behind the counter. What do you want? I'm not a soldier.
Relax. I'm a traveler. I'm just thirsty.
You're not with them, are you?
Who's that?
It's them. And he sort of jumps up and looks around furtively. The people who just laid siege to our city, of course.
Is that what's going on? I just got here. I was wondering why things seem so quiet.
What do you want?
Your finest ale and maybe some mead.
You got the coin?
I got, let's see how good your meal is, and I'll judge how much I pay you off of that. How's that?
And he glares at you for a moment, but then he eyes the axe on the countertop, and thinks better about what he was about to say, and turns around and goes shuffling through his drinks.
Hey, Marty's kind of not the most learned person, so she kind of overpays something and she pays something fair.
He very hastily puts a snifter on the table there for you, pops the cork on what looks like a modestly expensive bottle of some kind of amber liquid, tentatively pours it and slides it over to you.
Why not? I'll have a sip of it.
Sure, top the whole bottle.
Roll 100 side for Constitution check.
That is a 91 if I've ever seen one.
You take a
Hard.
sip, and it is the most explosive fire you have ever tasted out of a bottle.
I'm just gonna slowly raise my head and look at him. Not bad.
He's like, this is great. He's like,
Sounds like my mom used to.
This alone is probably worth about 10 gold.
she overpays.
And you can kind of see that bartender, he grins, and he just slides the bottle down to you.
Great. Now, how about some meat?
Did you say meat?
Yeah.
He says, yes, that we can do. What kind do you want?
What do you got?
Oh, we got every kind of fish under the sun. We've got cow, we got pig, we got chicken, we got hawk, we got rat, we got cat, we got dog. What do you want?
What the hell? Give me the whole cow.
The whole thing?
Did I stutter?
Okay, it's your bar tab, no problem. One moment, and he skitters out around the counter and goes out the door, down the street, supposedly to the butcher shop to ask for a whole cow.
You gave him 10 gold. You know how much overpaying he is?
Since he's carried out, I'm now going to take the bottle and walk out.
Yep, that seems about right.
And as I walk out, I'm going to leave on the counter. Just generous enough. I will leave 5 gold.
Okay.
That's a lot for some liquor. Yikes.
Yeah.
All right.
Just imagine coming back with the whole cow. Come on, Betsy.
Where does she go? When he's like, he sees the 5 gold, he's like, well, it wasn't a total loss.
Now that I'm back out on the streets, I'm just gonna. You mind if I roll a perception check? I just kind of want to see like exactly what's happening with the people themselves. Not so much the soldiers, just the people, how they're reacting to everything.
All right, roll a 12 side to see if you can see anything.
Oh my god, these things they're lovely dice. They roll amazing, but they're rolling me nothing but lows. That was a 1.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there's nobody out and about. Except for Uruk soldiers.
I'm guessing this is where we get close to catching up.
Yep, so you guys by this point have made it to the front gate.
We see I see this one.
Mm-hmm. She's like down a side street, a fair distance away,
Fair
off of the
distance away.
path you guys are taking.
Well then good. I don't see her. Thank you, Jesus.
You can still, roll to see if you catch a glance of her out the side of your.
No, I'm good.
Alright.
I don't want to die. Like she could even kill me. I'm a sly one.
You want to repeat what happened at the medical tent there?
Did y'all hear that? It sounded like a ghost.
You all get to the front gate, and
See,
there are a number of soldiers in the area, but Hal is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, please can we search for Hal?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what is happening to Hal? Anybody? I'm starting asking other Iraq soldiers you've seen Hal.
Hal? Who's Hal?
Oh Lord, what happened to Hal?
About Weehigh.
Kind of a little quirky a little bit sometimes, you know.
So, sometimes he acts like a rod up his ass.
Oh yeah, Larson. We know him. Oh yeah, he took an awful knife to the back after we broke through the gate lines. He's back at the tents out in the field.
And then we hurry to the medical tent.
Okay, yeah, you get to the healers' tents outside the wall, and there's a bunch of soldiers on cots. Some of them with some really awful injuries. There are a few that are missing limbs. It looks like the spellcasters by this point have run out of juice, and they're just like sprawled out, exhausted on the ground near the cots. And so the healers that are left are doing things the old-fashioned way with tourniquet and saw and bandages.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Help!" and see if anybody looks up.
And then people are like, shh, there's people resting.
I don't care about those people. Where's Hal?
And you just see this little hand just kind of lift up
Oh man, that's all man.
on the far side.
Oh, there he is.
And you guys run over to his cot, and he's lying on his back a little bit turned to one side. The cot is really soaked in blood. He's got bandages all around his chest, going all the way around behind him. And he goes, "Hey guys,
What do you guys say like that?
That's
did we
sarcastic.
win?"
That's sarcastically to say, you look well.
I feel great.
Did you lose some weight?
Just a bit. He kind of glances down the cot. Couple pounds, maybe.
Man, that's a few pints of blood.
Yeah, man.
You'll be all right. And that's it. And then I'm like, oh man, so glad you're all right.
I lost a couple pints of blood. I could use a couple pints of something else to replace them. You got any?
And I looked to the little spunky little one. I said, "Did you find any healing potions at those people?"
Nope.
You didn't find no potions? Oh, come on, come on,
I'm
little.
sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I found this, and she holds up a broken glass vial that might have once held a healing potion in it, but was clearly smashed when the guy carrying it died.
He's like,
Is there any drugs
it's like
in it?
that's all right, Ronnie. He's like, you did a good job.
Like, baby in her.
It's like,
Yes,
paper if I
who's it?
wanted.
Oh yeah, I remember you. You're the cute kid that Deus adopted, I think. She kind of bristles with me. You did not adopt me. I'm a full member of the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not his daughter. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not his daughter. Yuck.
Hey, I don't know. I'm late to the party here. I'm just saying.
Just because it makes me call him daddy in our private quarters.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. Has he touched you in the bathroom? Has he touched you in your no-no square?
What?
It's like, tell me
Bad
when you
place?
laid
What?
his hand on you. It's like,
There's a bad place?
Look at there.
just the other day, I didn't know anything but poop goes down there.
Good night, everybody.
Let Hal rest.
And Hal just sort of chuckles weakly and then says, "Oh, it hurts to do that. Just bring me some beer."
I'll be back, Hal. I'll be back.
And the healer's like, oh, no alcohol. I was like, what? It's like, we can't even relieve his wound, his pain with some little liquor? He's like,
No, really, we've already given him a gallon. He doesn't need any more.
Okay. Well, hurry up and heal him. We have an adventure awaits.
And then the healer's like, he's gonna be commissioned for at least
A week?
Oh,
Yeah, more like a
jeez.
month.
a week.
He says, nonsense, I feel fine. Here, help me up.
I'm gonna go search for some healing potions. I'm gonna bring a little spunky with me.
Okay. And Hal's just like, all right, see you later. Please don't forget my beer.
So, you'll be all right. You're a strong one. I'll bring you your next adventure, I promise.
He says, you're going to leave without me? Oh, man.
So I can't bring you in that condition.
If I can find the potions, I got you. If you're not, I'll see you next fall.
Man, this sucks.
So,
Are you sure you can't just, like, carry me out on the cot?
no.
I'll be fine.
No, let me go search first. So me and her just gonna go search in the town.
All right.
That must be some potent stuff.
I would like to do
Plus a beer.
3 things
Mhm.
on my way into the next bar that I'm heading into.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to do another perception check just to see if I can notice any sort of activity from other people at all.
All right. Go ahead.
That is a 6 this time.
Okay. You notice that there are pairs of Uruk soldiers going around, knocking on people's doors. Most of them don't answer or don't open the doors. And so they'll, if that is the case, they just sort of move on. The ones who do answer, the guards just sort of speak to them in hushed tones. They sound kind of reassuring, but you can't make out what they're saying. And then they move on to the next building.
Alright, the next thing I want to do is see if I can spot anything that looks like a shop that might sell either items or potions as I'm walking.
You want to head for the market district. That's a little ways around the street that you're on. You're going to have to walk a couple of minutes for that.
And finally, a place to stay. So I'm looking for like an inn.
Ah, well, the tavern you were in might have been able to do that, but there are plenty of taverns in the area. You can pick any one of those.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk into the next tavern that I see.
Okay, all right. This one, it's a little bit better lit. It looks a little bit cleaner. It's in better repair. Similarly, though, there aren't any patrons as far as you can tell. There is, however, a really big barrel-chested man at the end of the, or behind the counter.
Perfect. I'm gonna walk over. How are you doing this evening?
Ah, what do you want?
Oh, are you from South too?
Aye, lassie, I am welcome. Welcome to the Prancing Pony.
Hi. Wait a minute. Are you Doran?
Oh, hell no, I ain't one of them boots.
Oh, thank God. One of my brothers was killed by a Doran.
Ah, fuck him.
Hey, I got a question for you. You mind if I get one of those there barrels?
A what?
One of your barrels over there.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the mask.
Barrel.
A barrel. Ah, you want a barrel? A barrel of what? We got a barrel of scotch, we got a barrel of whiskey, we got a barrel of the really good stuff from across the sea. Aye, that looks like the stuff for you.
Let me get the whiskey. It ain't for me, unfortunately.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing, but alright, whatever you want. And he walks over behind the shelving rack over to where he's got like whole casks of beer and ale and stuff, and just picks one up as if it weighed nothing. Hoists it up on his shoulder, wanders back over to the bar, slams the thing down. Ah, the real question. I like you, lassie, but I gotta make me money. What you got to pay with?
What is this looking like? About 15 gold?
15 gold! Ha! Oh, you southern lasses, you're such a treat, I know. But no, this here be a good 25, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
This be some of me precious whiskey. I ain't gonna give the snot for the good folk like yourself. No, this is the good stuff here.
Alright. 25?
Aye, 25. You got it?
Done.
Alright, and you exchange the gold and he hands you the whole cask, which weighs about 50 pounds, FYI.
Oh yeah, 50 pounds of whiskey would be expensive.
She should be able to carry that.
Oh yeah, she's a strong girl. I'm sure she'll be
But
able
she
to do
just
that.
spent all her gold.
No, I got 50 left.
Oh yeah, she would. Yeah, plus the pay. Oh yeah.
So, I'm now going to walk that barrel all the way back to the medical barracks.
Mm-hmm.
And before I do that, though, I do want to see if I can find that shop. So I'll head to the market district.
All right. And you make quite an interesting sight. This southern gal with the tiger sash and the battle axe slung across her back and a cask of whiskey on her shoulder walking down the street. And you get a lot of heads turned by the guards as they are milling past you.
Hey,
So-
can y'all hear that?
Because I don't want the locals to think that I'm with them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go, hey, what are you guys looking at? You never seen a traveler before? And just keep walking.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm hear like, oh Lord, I know that voice from anywhere. Spunky, we're going the other way around to get to the market. Okay.
Okay, I think I don't want to run into her either. That's a good idea.
So we go around the other way.
So I didn't have time to make a map for this, but if you think about it, Lagash, kind of like Uruk, is a circular city.
Yep.
There is a very large grand temple in the exact center. The palace, which you guys stormed a little bit ago, is just slightly offset from center on the main thoroughfare leading to the main gate.
Okay.
And the roads go around the city in circles. And so you're on one of the main thoroughfares that goes around the city, and you're heading towards the market quarter this way, and they're heading towards the market quarter from the other direction.
So they're backtracking and taking longer.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I don't want to run into.
So
Actually, no. The way I'm thinking about it, you'd be taking the longer route.
Oh.
They'll get there first.
oh, fair then.
Okay, so. No, we made it. All right. So now we're gonna look for the healing shops.
All right.
So
You're probably looking for something like an apothecary,
yeah.
and
And then I guess once we find one, we're gonna get about. Let's say he lost about 3 gallons of blood right there.
Noller, are you with Striker and Riku? or-
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Then I'd say.
How many potions do you think we need for him?
Well, it depends what you know. Well, you lost blood. You got stabbed in the back. It depends what level of potion we're getting.
I'd roll 12 sides for you all to see if you can find an apothecary in the market district. I'll roll for Riku.
10.
All right.
10.
Everybody got 10s? All right, that's too much to be a coincidence. So, as one, you suddenly home in on the only apothecary in the whole district. And how anybody could miss it is a wonder, because there's like brightly colored paints and lights and stuff on the thing, and smoke of strange colors coming out of the staff.
Like, that's our place right there. That is creepy though. We all got tents. Just
That
let you
is-
know.
yeah.
That is really creepy.
You know what it is? It's because I'm rolling metal dice, so all this energy that would usually be generated to the regular dice and split, is all the bad luck is just going to these.
Yeah, I got you the metal ones, but I can make no claims as to how nice they are. Just that they are.
I mean, they roll smoothly. I'm telling you, they run a little smoothly. But I've got all the bad juju right now.
I think the problem is you and not the dice.
Yeah, that's it.
You
I don't
are
know.
a universal fail.
You know, you're not wrong.
Alright, so we go to the shop.
All right, you guys go into the apothecary, and the door is actually barred. You try to open it, and it doesn't budge.
So,
Can I roll to see how long it takes me to get there?
It'll just be a moment.
Okay.
so I guess we just gonna be banging like crap. Little Spunky's like, hi! Spunky, wait.
Calm down.
And after a pause, you hear a timid little voice on the other side of the door. There's no one here!
Alright, Spunky, go in.
Well, you don't want, and I say, you don't want your gold? All right, we'll go somewhere else.
Well, then a little slot kind of opens up in the door. And some furtive eyes and very bushy eyebrows are looking around. Somebody speak old?
Yeah, gold.
Like,
Yeah,
what y'all two want?
Yeah, who-
And I pull out someone. You don't want? And I start walking away like
No,
casual.
no, wait, come back. What do you need? What do you want?
We need a potion for somebody who lost a severe amount of blood and stabbed in the back.
those Uruk bastards?
No, we just commandeered their outfits and we just walked,
Oh,
we did
no,
their
don't
pool.
lie. No.
Roll a 12 side?
Damn it, I knew this was going to happen the minute you started saying it.
Oh no!
You rolled a 2.
No.
Because it bounced off of me.
That's 4 for that, and he, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should have thought.
He's so greedy that
Holy I don't know how low of a roll that was. It had to be a 1. It had to be a 1. No, for him.
Yeah.
It had to be a 1.
So I rolled a 5. His stats are not that great, and you already waved the gold in front of him, and that put him at disadvantage. So.
Oh. So wait, you rolled a 5 and then rolled what? If he was at disadvantage.
So I just like took an extra 1 off the top, basically,
But-
for him being allured by the gold.
But that would have still been 4, right?
Let it go.
His
Let it go.
stats were like a negative modifier.
Oh,
So-
okay. Negative modifier.
So
That's the
then
part I
I'm
was
like,
missing.
so-
Oh, my charisma is 14 and my
Hey,
yeah.
you're
Okay.
not that bad.
Yeah.
You got a +2
So
modifier.
like, can you let us 3
Oh, so
in?
you were so you were rolling even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. But don't tell them I let you in. And
Alright, Spunk.
the thing
Spunky?
slams shut, and then you hear.
And then I look inside and I see Spunky behind him like, Spunky, wait a minute, I didn't say go
And he
in.
turns around like.
It's like wow. Look
I'm
at the
sorry, you
collection
said I
of
should go in.
potions.
I was like,
Who are you? What is it? Ah!
thank God, Lord Spunky.
Wait, she's with you?
Yeah, she is.
How did she get? I didn't
don't,
see.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's one of her crafts.
Trust me.
No.
If she could have slipped in and slipped out and took everything, you wouldn't even notice.
No.
Okay?
Frantically inventories his shelves. What did you take?
She didn't take nothing. You didn't take nothing. You didn't take nothing, right?
Well,
Spunky.
How far away is Ronnie at this point?
at this point, you've made it to the market. Yes. You're on like the other side of the market complex from them at the moment, but
Okay.
like if you were to peer down the road, you might see some of this commotion as they go inside.
Do I have to roll perception to see if I catch that or?
Just don't tell them that you actually took something, okay? Shh.
Yeah, and he's frantically inventorying his shelves and goes, "Ah, no! One of my potions is missing! You did take something!" And he stomps up to the girl and like sticks his finger right at her nose. He's like, "Didn't you? Tell me the truth. You did, didn't you?" And Riku kind of, "Yes, okay, I did. I'm sorry." And she holds up the potion. He's like, "I knew it!" Snatches the thing up. "Oh, it's one of these." "Yeah, whatever." And he gives it back to her.
One of his cheap ones.
Come on, come in. What do you want? You're gonna roll to see if you see all this.
Yes.
All right, 12 side.
10.
Yeah, you.
What?
You just about see some of this nonsense as they are walking in the door, and the door slams behind them.
Oh dear Lord, what are these idiots doing?
Can I
I'm
roll
gonna
to see if I see
I'm gonna
her?
walk
To
towards
see
the
us.
door.
You wanna? Okay, yeah, 12 side.
I want to see if she sees her.
And off the table, onto the floor.
I
11.
I saw that. It was an 11 on the floor. Yeah, as he is moving
Wait,
to
does
close
it
the
count
door.
if it's on the floor though?
Hey, it stayed at 11. He's seen it. We're
Yeah.
leaving
I'll
it
take
on.
Yeah, but-
It doesn't matter
Yeah,
because
but if I roll a 20 on the floor, but it doesn't roll on a table, it doesn't count.
Come on.
this isn't an important roll. Yes,
Yeah.
you catch a glimpse of her out the corner of your eyes. He shuts the door.
It's like, let's hurry up
Yeah.
before she gets in here.
Oh, that hellish woman. Oh, okay.
All
Let's
right.
get
What are you doing, Ronnie?
I am simply just gonna knock on the door and go, "Hey, I need to buy supplies."
You're coming to the apothecary for that? All right. And again, who? Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
I'm just a traveler. I just need to buy some potions for some friends.
Oh, getting a lot of customers all of a sudden. This is good. You're not with them, are you?
Who's them? You mean
You
these
know.
weird people walking around with the robes?
The Uruk bastards.
Who the fuck are they? I I'm a traveler.
Do you have gold?
I do.
Yes. Okay, yes, you can come in.
Thank you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Look, he's doing it. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna walk in. I'm not even gonna make eye contact with him. I'm gonna walk past him, and then just stand at the front counter.
And
I'm not even gonna.
I return the favor. I'm like, we just look at each other like.
The alchemist closes the door behind him and turns and then sees you guys like very pointedly ignoring each other. And he kind of furtively looks around. The bushy eyebrows are working hard. Like, what? Okay, whatever. And he says, "I'll be with you in just a moment, miss." And then he turns back to you folks. Yes, you wanted healing potions.
That
yes.
ain't no miss. That's a big I said that under my breath. That ain't no miss.
Well, you were helping us first.
Yes, you wanted healing potions, right?
Yes.
Yes, I've got a selection of those, no problem. And he runs behind his little counter and rummages around in some shelves and puts a bunch of bottles on the table.
Okay.
They increase in size from left to right, and they all seem to hold this sort of reddish, amberish liquid inside.
So they'll put back his blood and heal that cut, or stab.
Well, yes, they will revitalize him. Yes.
Okay.
As, he is alive, right?
Yes,
That's a completely different potion.
Well, you had those potions? Hold on, wait a minute.
Well, if he's dead, if he died within the last hour.
Yeah, no, we need to get one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want one of those? Okay. A couple more bottles. These have some kind of black substance in them. They're all the same size. And he says, "This one can be used to embalm the body after death for proper burial." And he picks up another one. They all look the same, but apparently they do different things. Like, this one is to give them a nice complexion for the funeral. Yes, very good. This one, if you want to use the meat. I don't judge.
He's like, put that one away.
I just want to know if it can bring somebody back to life. Anyway.
He's like, what kind of sorcery?
What sort of idiot says something like that?
Right, exactly.
No, I'm sorry. I don't have anything that could do that. That's a good joke, though. And he scoops up the black bottles and puts them back under the table. So.
You know what? Just give me the big bottle, okay?
All right. That would be 100 gold pieces.
You can take that.
I need at least.
Shut your mouth, we ain't done.
Hey, lady.
How much is for this medium bottle?
That one would be 50 gold, yes.
Okay. I'll take that one.
Okay. All right.
Now, you can go.
Do you want
That
anything
is
else?
twice now you've insulted me since I've walked through.
Wait, did you buy it for Hal or did you?
I bought that for Hal.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm generous. I'll go halvesies on that medium potion.
You go have these, so 25, all right.
I've
Okay.
got 50 gold pieces. I only want to spend 20, but I need to supply at least 20 men with health potions. Can you do this for me?
Oh, no, that's not going to be possible, I'm afraid. Even my smallest health potion is worth 20 gold by itself.
I see.
Okay, I have 95 left.
What if we work something out?
Yeah, 105.
Well, what do you have in mind, my dear?
Well, I'm traveling right now by myself, and I come to your town looking for some work. Maybe you help me out, give me at least 5 potions for the price of 2, and I come back and I'll do some work for you this week. Yeah?
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I don't need any help.
Oh, come on now. And then I'll motion my head slightly to the fact that I'm still carrying this huge thing of whiskey. Surely you could use me in some capacity.
He says some creeps like, "You're a virgin." He's like, and then everybody laughs. He goes,
He kind of eyes the cask for a moment, and licks his lips. He says, "Where did you get that?"
Oh, from one of the taverns just down the road.
Which one?
The one with the southern guy in it.
Oh, the prancing pony, that one. Is that one of his barrels of slop?
Oh, whiskey.
The good stuff?
You want a taste?
Yeah, we can do. Do you gentlemen have any further needs before I engage in the business with this woman?
Let me get a small potion for myself.
Ah, yeah, that would be 20 gold pieces. Yes.
A small potion?
Oh, yes, it's good quality stuff. I don't skimp.
Hold on. How about you do 3 potions for 25?
No, that's ridiculous. I can't afford that. I have to stay in business.
Come on, 20 gold for a small potion.
That small potion took over a month and 500 ingredients.
Spunky, do the thing.
What?
You
What?
little
What?
one.
Where did it go? Where did my bottles go? Oh, you! He reaches under the counter, pulls out a bat, and he's like, "Come back here!"
I'm going to disable the whole situation. I'm going to grab Riku by the scruff of her neck, and I'm going to hold his bat up with my foot.
What?
Now, none of that. This one here will put everything back, right?
Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
Be a good lass.
And she kind of begrudgingly shuffles around in her robes and pulls out all the bottles and things that she just swiped and puts them back.
There we are, lass. Don't be listening to this idiot over here. Now, as I was
you
saying,
got one more time.
Oh,
You got one more time.
please don't fight at my shop.
I would never do such a thing, sir. Now, as I said, me and you can come to an agreement. 5 potions for the price of 2. I'll give you, I'd say,
I was generous today.
about 25% of what's inside of this barrel, huh?
So I was skipping along.
50.
That's a hard sell. Only if you throw in another 2 potions, I will give you 50.
I can't do that. That's too much. You have no idea how much work these things take.
Then how about I'll pay for 2, you give me 5. I'll give you 25% of what's in this barrel, and I'll throw in an extra 5 gold pieces for your trouble.
Can I add something to that deal?
Hmm?
You help us with 2? Add an extra 10.
I give you 4 potions for 30 and a quarter of your keg and your 10. I give you 1 potion. That's final offer.
Each.
No, 1. You already paid for a big one. I give you 1
This
small
one's
one
not
for
for
10.
me.
I don't care who it's for.
I'll
I
take
have to
the
make money.
small one for 10. Okay.
Very
Then
good.
it sounds
You
like
get
we
small
have
one
a
for
deal.
10. You get 4. I get quarter keg. And he pulls out his own barrel out of seemingly nowhere and sets it on the counter.
You drive a hard bargain. Not bad.
It's extortion, I tell you. Extortion.
Okay, Ronnie can go ham. She has a bunch of potions in the next adventure.
So I'll take my potions. I'll empty into his 25% barrel. Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Yeah.
See you downtown.
Pleasure.
And I'll leave and make my way towards the barracks.
Okay.
And we start rolling out too. Thank you again. And I look at you like, till next time.
So hopefully better deal next time. Good luck. Oh, no. And he just gives Riku the stink eye the whole time she's walking out of the shop. He says, "Wait!" And right before she's about to cross the threshold, he walks up behind her, frisks her down, pulls out a bottle. I knew it! And shoves her out the door.
Hey, look, here gonna be funny thing. Riku, why you do that? I told you not to do that. No, pull away. Thank you.
You expect a paying customer still.
I grabbed 2 bottles. She grabbed 2 bottles and stuck it to me. Keep one of them. Keep the other one just in case. We walked out.
So let me see if I got this right. You grabbed 2
So-
random bottles.
So she grabbed
3
2
bottles.
Uh-huh.
She gave me 2 of them. But
Uh-huh.
she kept one because she knew
Okay.
she was gonna get caught.
All right. So put 2 mystery bottles in your inventory.
Alright. Mystery bottles.
So, like I said, I'm making my way towards the medical tent and everything with everything that I have.
We are technically on the way to. I guess we gotta go with her.
You going to the Lagash City Barracks?
Yep.
Okay.
Where the to the actual medical tent outside of where the bulkhead is.
Oh, you're going to the medical tent. All right.
Oh yeah, we're going to Howl.
I'm surprised you're going with them to that, but all right.
Seems out of character following everybody. Especially Ronnie. She seems like a loner. Yeah.
What you got up your sleeve?
What the hell are you talking about? What are you doing following me?
What are you talking about? We came from there and we're going back there. Why are you following us?
I'm going there with my own reasons.
All right. Y'all make your way back to the medical tents. They're still in the same condition you found them.
Looks like you guys are worn out. Here, I have a keg on me. It's missing about 25%, but it was a good deal. Also, here's a bottle of some really hot stuff. And for you medics, it's not much, but here's 4 potions. Spread them amongst the men as you will.
The lead healer, who happens to be Stryker's girl, by the way, just kind of, her jaw hits the floor as she stares at this incredible generosity. And she looks up at Ronnie and says, "How can we repay you? This is incredible."
Where I come from, when you fight together, you have to at least act together as one. At certain points. But even though there are some people around here I can't stand, there are others who do their part. But this is the end of my generosity as my contract is up. So, I'll see you all around. And I'll just take my leave.
I'm going to turn this like, Ronnie, thank you. And then I was going to turn
Then I go, Ronnie, wow, you're not such bad. One day you will find a husband.
Quite the bastard until the end, aren't you?
Hey, maybe the guy that gave you that stuff. Hey, I'm just saying.
Just do me a favor. If you get the chance to leave that one for dead, do it. And I'm gonna then take the moment to look at Riku. You little one. Don't quite know who you are. I see a fire in you.
That's Spunky.
Just don't be misguided by that one over there, huh? Take care of yourself. I'm just gonna take my leave.
Riku kind of watches you go, and then looks back at Stryker. He's like, "She's silly."
I know. So then we're going to take our potion to House since he lost the most.
Okay.
Give him as much as he can until he's fully healed.
Well, it has to kick in. Yeah.
So
All right.
it takes a couple hours. You know, so you take this.
That wasn't beer.
Oh, my bad. Take a piece of the bit. Take a little cup there.
Oh, thank you. That's better.
Give it like a little bit, like.
Yeah, because those potions taste terrible, but you got to do what you got to do.
Like liquid horse manure. I can't begin to describe the awful taste. I need another sip of beer to wash it out, please.
Hey, you already had one.
By the way, you're not feeding them beer. If you're taking the stuff out of the keg that I gave them, that's whiskey.
I was wondering why it burned so much.
You're going to have fun tonight. We'll see you in the morning.
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Well, you only feel good because the pain is numbed out by the liquor.
Woohoo! I can go for it, boys.
Let's tie him down. I still got 2 pieces of rope. Yeah, tie him down. You know, you stay here.
Wait, but I can dance and sing. You're not gonna party without me, are you?
Then he falls asleep.
I feel great.
So good. Now he can rest and hopefully he'll be ready for the mission. Now. And I rolled to make sure she didn't hear me say that.
Nope. Well, we'll roll for her to see if she heard it.
Done.
She heard some snippets of that, mostly Hal's incoherent babbling about the taste of the potion and the quality of the liquor, and his ability to dance. But did hear mention of a mission.
See how this? Oh wait, you're asleep. Never mind. Damn it.
Don't take me out, Coach.
With the little bit of knowledge that I have, I will turn back. I will approach Noel. So, you guys already have another job. And here, I just got finished talking to Burke, and he said the only work he had was grunt work around this place. So, what are you getting into?
Oh, that sounds right. I'll just go, back to my wife,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know what you think of me. I'm no fool.
We think you're swell.
But that's fine. Have fun on your adventure. And, don't get killed.
Oh, I appreciate that. I hope the best for you. We just doing a troll smile too, just like this.
Right. Well then, I'll take my leave. As I take my leave, instead of entering back in the city, I will instead find somewhere outside where Ronnie will get comfortable and place her axe down as her pillow and take her rest.
Alright.
Wait. I'm gonna do something generous. Hey, Ronnie. I know I was the most nicest person, but I gave her the cutlass. He's like, you might need this, and then she says something trolls like, this knife. Just take it.
No, when I'm from, we don't use those.
Oh.
In fact, we hate those because of some of the tribes that we have to deal with these days.
Oh, it's a finesse weapon.
Yeah, I've seen that weapon finesse its way through many of my kin. I refuse to touch it. But thanks for the offer.
Oh, all right.
Alright. So Ronnie's bedding down for the evening. It's still relatively early evening, but it was a long, hard day and a heck of a slog. What are you gentlemen doing?
Um.
Try to gather some
Well,
supplies or
Yeah. Is there a weapon shop in the?
Back at the market district, yes.
Yeah. Let's go to the weapon shop.
Go to the weapon shop.
armor
To the weapon shop.
Alright.
Away we go.
Enrique says, "Oh yeah, do I get to take more stuff?"
No.
Aw.
If
Okay.
you be good, you might get your own little personal weapon. We'll see.
She sort of glares at you skeptically for a moment and pulls out her robe, and there's like 3 daggers along her belt. I think I'm good.
Where did you steal?
With a very joyous look on her face, she goes skipping ahead of you.
Okay, I got my daggers.
You know what? Can you roll to see if she actually took his 3 daggers?
Oh, I'm so tempted.
Let me do it. I want to actually want to do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do percentiles for that.
The number.
The 100 side there.
100 side.
100 side and the 10 side.
100 side and the 10 side.
You rolled a 99.
Yeah, she totally nicked those off of you.
Whatever. Oh, that little scamper. Let's go. I'm going to go get some new ones anyway. I'm getting a little bit.
Well,
lost.
I was like, she's gonna make better use of them than you.
I know. That's why I'm gonna go get some. So she took my 3 daggers that I had. Wait, didn't I steal that one from her? Oh god.
Do you even know how to use a dagger?
No, I like little short swords. It's much easier for me to just go sink. Daggers just go clink.
It's because you don't know how to use one anymore.
Hey, you right. That's why I'm gonna go find me a nice sword. Let's go. Even though
Okay, that dagger, like.
I'm going to quickly
Let me see
do
you
this
swing
while
it.
we're in the middle of this because I just thought about this. I did not turn off my ringer again.
shame.
Alright, you guys get to the blacksmith, such as it is. It actually looks pretty small. It's set apart from some of the other shops in sort of what might be called a square.
Yeah.
The furnace is out front, open to the air. There's an enormous anvil next to it. Nobody seems to be home. No tools are out, nothing like that.
Is anybody home? Anybody?
I mean, you could knock on the door to see if there's anybody inside the shop.
Yeah. I started knocking. Hello?
Anybody?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Huh.
What weapons are around?
There's nothing outside apart from the anvil.
Oh.
Apart from anvil. Alright. Can I do a perception check to see maybe if I see any like?
Wait. Can I interrupt?
What's up?
Hey, Ronnie. Oh, no, not Ronnie. What's the little girl's name? Rico.
Rico.
Do you know how to pick locks?
A Lord, I need you.
And she just gets this sort of devilish grin on her face, reaches into a sleeve of one of her robes, goes up to the lock.
I was trying not to do this.
You can hear the thing clicking as she's going along, and then you hear and she withdraws the lockpick and turns the knob, and suddenly the door bursts open outward and actually flings her into the square.
This is what I was trying to avoid.
And in the doorway is this monster of a man with like tree stump sized legs and arms, enormous chest, tiny little head, very angry disposition. And he's like, breaking into my shop, are ya? And he like grabs the both of you guys and knocks your heads together and flings you out into the square.
I wish you had Ronnie around now, don't you? I bet you wish you had Ronnie around for this one, don't you?
I'm like, we knocked.
Doors closed, main shop's closed.
Maybe we can. Do you like gold?
And he like pulls out his blacksmith's hammer, which is about the size of your head.
Yeah.
And is like, get off my property.
He's like, but do you like gold though?
Do you like extra gold?
Yeah, extra gold.
Roll a 12 side for dexterity.
Oh, that's it.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Noel just got hit.
Damn, I got 5.
Well, he advances on your location and he brings the hammer down. Stryker manages to roll away just barely. Noel, not so much. The thing catches you in the shoulder. And he buries the thing down there, hoists it back up, gives you a swift kick in the ass and says, get out! And then he turns around and goes back in his shop and slams the door.
So I guess we're gonna go look for another shop.
Whatever. Are we gonna go back? I don't know. This is kind of foreshadowing. Are we going back to Uruk before the mission, or is it like we're gonna go straight from Lagash?
Pretty sure you're leaving straight from the bash.
Okay.
And that's up to you guys. Etana gave you the mission, but how you go about completing it's up to you.
Oh, gotcha. How far is Uruk from Lagash?
450 miles.
Wow. And
It's like a 1 week journey to go up and about 2 or 3 days to go back by boat.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. That was an expedition. Yeah. Okay. Now he was the only blacksmith in town, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
You can go look for others.
You know what?
Can
Let
we
me
look to see look for others?
I take that small potion. How much does a small potion recover?
I think it's like
5.
5 or 10 HP.
Okay.
So you wanna roll
Oh,
for it?
actually, there were rules for that. 1 second. I might have that in my list here.
As he taking the potion, I'm gonna go look for another.
That's what I was gonna do.
As he's healing up, I'm looking. Me and Spunky over here.
What time did we start session?
At 4.
Oh, okay. So we're right on time.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that. I'll take care of that.
It's just a button.
All right, we'll break here for the moment.
Yep.
Oh, great. Provisions.
Push the button.
You push the button. And do an outro.
We'll be back.
After these commercial messages.
Definitely have these commercials.